I'm gonna be creating these videos. Basically, this is just stuff that I wanted, that I would have wanted my younger self to hear, or me 5 years ago to hear. So I don't know. I feel called to do it. Hopefully, this helps someone. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it at least is a place for me to document my journey. So currently, I'm in a place where, financially it's tough. I went all in on my businesses, took massive risk, and obviously, when it's tough, God finds ways to challenge you even more, and dealing with a few lawsuits, and in the line of work that I'm in, they're not small lawsuits. They're large, multi-year, expensive lawsuits. 5 years ago, I had dealt with another seemingly hopeless circumstance, which has now resolved. And 2 years ago this day, I had gotten out of a 13-year relationship, which a few months later, um, found out that she was dating one of my best friends. And I don't say this to ask for sympathy or anything. It's just, in the moment, these situations seem so helpless, and you're like, how the fuck am I going to survive this? You're like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have no idea. And I think that's the point, right? I think the point is that you're not supposed to know how. And if you're someone who already has faith in God and the universe, let this be a reminder to us, or for us, that God puts us in situations where you don't see the light, to really surrender and lean in, and to strip you of any of your control or ego, and to detach, right? Because the only thing that we can really control is our faith and our efforts. You can't control outcomes. You just can't. And if you think you can, you're delusional. You may have, you may have thought to yourself, I can control outcome. I've controlled outcomes in the past. Well, then one of the question is, were you happy? And if you are happy with that result, and it's not your ego that's happy, if it's truly your soul that's happy, then you are predestined to succeed. So, for someone listening to this and you have no faith, please know that with faith, anything is doable. And if you're feeling hopeless and you don't buy it, you don't believe in organized religion, or you think the whole universe manifestation talk is woo-woo and it's all stupid and life just sucks and it's all random and there's no hope and just everywhere you look is miserable, and you have so much proof to back it up. If you're really feeling like that at that rock bottom, I would highly urge you to look into this stuff: faith, God, manifestation, whatever it may be. Because what do you have to lose? Worst case scenario, you're still miserable. Best case scenario, you live in a fruitful, abundant, amazing life. And I'm not saying this in terms of, I see a lot of the comments on TikTok and YouTube. It's like Jesus saves you and Jesus. And I understand for Christians, that's what is helpful. And that's the belief system. But then the question would be, then why is it that other religions and spiritual beliefs all experience people that have miracles and have abundance and have great lives. What's really helped me understand it has been Kabbalah. There's a lot of teachers online you can look into that explain it very well. But if you really look into it, they're all very similar in terms of their teachings. All of these spiritual practices, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, even like the quote unquote new age stuff, right? Manifestation, law of detachment, and it's all very similar stuff. And if you look and you're like, oh, the Bible has these stories, or the Torah has these stories, or they're just stories, that's the point. It's storytelling, so we understand it. It makes it easier to understand the divine. With Noah's Ark, did a rain really hit the earth, flood the earth for a year, and he built this huge ark? No, maybe, I don't know. I mean, even in the scripture, it says that's not even the point. The point is, what are these messages conveying? What does it mean? I don't mean to digress and go into the spiritual, is this real? Is it not real? The whole point I'm trying to get at is, a reminder for myself and for anyone who's listening to this, that there wasn't a time in our lives when we didn't make it out alive. And when you think it's over, it's really just the beginning, right? You think about it, like when you first go on this journey or on a mission, or you try something new, you suck at it. You have to suck to get good. You have to fail to succeed. And I think about this, like today I was at the gym and I had a tough workout and I couldn't do this new move, and I was just thinking about like a baby that's trying to walk. You didn't see a baby trying to walk, fall, crawl, get up, and just give up and be done with it. They're going to do it until they can walk. Why are we any different as adults? When did we become so jaded? Why? Because social media makes you believe that everyone's life is amazing besides yours, because the media feeds you bullshit, because the food we eat is poison. It's just, I don't know, it's just all such, it's just bullshit. I truly believe we should remain childlike as long as possible and forever. Not childlike in the dependent, needy way, but childlike in that happy, nothing affects you way. I mean, even to go to an extreme, like when you watch children with cancer, they're so brave. Like they do it with a smile. It's unbelievable. Like I really think the whole goal is to go back to that state. I really think a baby or a child is a perfected state of a person. Like really think about it. And I hope cancer and all these diseases get eradicated, especially for the children and adults that deal with it. It's really sad, but I know I'm jumping from one place to another, but yeah, I don't know. I think if you got this far into this video, then just please know that there's hope and that you have always made it out of every situation, even at the time when it looked dark. And if you're in a situation now that looks completely hopeless and you're like, no, this is different, I'm fucked, there's no getting out of this, whether it's a health issue, it's a financial issue, it's a relationship issue, it's a work issue, it's a whatever issue it is, I promise you, with faith, self-love, and courage, and a commitment to succeed, anything and everything is possible. I promise you. I've lived through shit I didn't think I would have survived. I really, genuinely, there were times where I thought it was like I was gonna die. And I wish I was exaggerating. And here I am, 100 pounds lighter, healthier than I've ever been. Still, stressed with this new wave of stuff. But remember this, and this is something that I try to remind myself of, is that the life that you want has a price to pay. So let's assume you want to be a billionaire, right? Let's just say you have a really big vision. I want to be a billionaire. Then logically or spiritually, however you want to look at it, you have to withstand $1 billion worth of pain. And if that's lawsuits and temporary financial loss, then that's what it is. You want to experience true love? You want to find your soulmate and you want to live happily ever after? Of course that's possible, but you have to be very vulnerable and risk getting hurt. How else would you find love? You want to be healthy? You want to have that six-pack? You want to have that fit body? You're going to have pain in the gym. But the difference is pain with purpose equals pleasure. Pain without purpose is suffering. So it's really important to find meaning in everything that you do, because that's true freedom. Don't mind the external. It's all an illusion. Don't pay attention to people who try and bring you down, because they're just a test. And I promise you, when you start shifting your perspective and having a more optimistic approach, and you read books from, let's say, like Napoleon Hill. I love Napoleon Hill. The Bible, whatever spiritual outlet resonates with you, because every soul is so unique in terms of what makes sense for us. Something that I may find that helps me may not help you. But understanding spiritual laws and concepts and doing a deep dive into psychology and just how things work will really, really benefit you, because you can never lose. This is a zero-loss game, right? Everyone comes in with nothing and we die. Those are your guarantees. So how do you win? What's winning? And everyone defines that differently. That's why everyone's life looks so different. But just remember that winning is an internal thing. And understand what's ego and what's soul. Oftentimes ego is comparison, fear, anger, anxiety, greed. It could be disguised and masked as something good, but it's usually those negative feelings is ego. Soul is love, optimism, hope, happiness, gratitude. That's soul. So lean more into soul and less into ego, and you should be fine. And a message to myself is that you've been through worse than this. This is just another season. Your prayers are being answered. And when God answers your prayers, He gives you challenges to overcome. And if the challenge has presented itself, it means you have the ability to overcome it. So remember that you got it, and you're a savage, man. I mean, you can do anything, and whoever sees this video, you can absolutely do anything that your heart desires. I'm rooting for you all and wishing you the best rest of your day or evening.